Sorry about not agreeing too much.
It could just be the...
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot you were, you made that trip. Yeah, that was a long one for nothing.
Just
That poor guy.
7-hour round trip.
I mean, you pay
Yeah,
to
they're
play.
great when everything's working right. They're amazing, but man, when it doesn't go right, they're a pain in the ass.
Yeah, and they're pretty much big rig.
Yeah.
So we gotta jump back. What? We gotta jump back. The Dig or Die Flashlight Fiesta 3.
Gotta hit the time machine.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's kind of hunched over a little bit. We're not gonna go into that.
It couldn't have been the pizza. Couldn't have been the pizza.
At Dig or Die, it's not really what I noticed at Dig or Die is it's not. All right, we're back. All right. Wow. Kicked right up. Let's see what happens, guys.
I'm gonna have to call them and have them come and do I don't know. Well, we can go ahead and see what our drop and all that thing.
Yeah. It actually not bad at the moment. No
Yeah.
drop and it's climbing. Verizon to the rescue. It's actually holding great. I'm actually shocked.
I'm not shocked at all, actually. Here lately, my phone has worked a whole lot better than the...
I mean, the frames per second are kind of being jumpy, but there's no drop.
I don't understand.
Let me see if it'll hold Alan.
Yep, go ahead and get him. I'm going to get... I'm going to go get their stuff turned back on.
All right. So, guys, Houston's internet sucks tonight.
Yeah, it's just being
So I hotspot my phone to it, and we'll see what happens. We'll see if it'll hold through. It's showing no drop right now. I'm going to bring Alan back in, and we'll go from there. Which is actually pretty cool because I was curious to know if the YOLO box could sustain just a hotspot from my phone. And right now, it's doing really good. When I go to the track, like when we were at Rockingham, guys, I was on my T-Mobile hotspot, which, God, 5G, 5 bars down there. And it's also amazing surface at Knoxville so far. So maybe we can pull this off real quick. Like I said, guys, I'm just waiting on Alan to check back in. Sorry for the technical difficulty. Houston had to go 10 real quick to one of his kids. But like I said, I mean, I'm watching the YouTube feed right beside me. It looks good. Sorry, this isn't car talk. I'm kind of a nerd on this stuff, so... I mean, it's pretty cool if he'll hold it. Just waiting on Alan to respond back. But while we're waiting on Alan in Houston, we can kind of go over some stuff. Like I said, it's been a couple of weeks since I've been on here. I did make it to Cash Days of Kentucky. Great race down there, guys. It was awesome as usual. Happy did a great job with that race. It's holding good.
Good deal.
Yeah. Verizon to the rescue.
Not usually, but today it is.
And we're just kind of waiting on Alan to... I sent him the message. As soon as he confirms, we'll bring him back in.
Okay.
Oh, Pro Tree Videos. What's going on, man? Holding it down in Canada for us, buddy? So, like I said, it may not be the most HD feed tonight, but it's holding.
That works.
For now on, I'll bring the hotspot just in case.
I'm going to have to call and see what's going on, because it shouldn't be doing that. But it's never done it before.
No,
We've done it like 8 times or something.
We had one issue, and that was on our end. Like, we figured it out. This is definitely their end. But, you know, kind of while we're waiting on Alan, I've got some stuff we can go over. Just kind of like I said, this weekend's pretty stacked. I'm doing 3 races this weekend. So I know you're doing at least one, maybe.
I'm gonna try.
The first race I'm going to this weekend, they rescheduled Big Dog, so I'll be at that. If you like pro mods on a Thursday night, you can't beat it. Friday night, Mooresville Dragway, 704 Outlaws, the first 704 of the season. That's drag radial racing. If you like a lot of glue and small tires, it's going to be a great show. Biggin and the guys are now over Mooresville, so awesome job they're doing from what I'm seeing. Can't wait to get down there and check it out. And then Saturday, the one he's trying to make, and I will make. Full
I
tilt,
have a
no
lot
prep.
of sheet metal screws to put in right now.
Well, at least the one thing you can say, that's a lot closer to home. So the open trailer isn't as bad as an option if you got to use it.
Steve's wanting to use that.
Oh, is he going?
I think he's trying.
Oh, didn't know
Yep.
that.
Yep, I
But-
think he's trying.
Hey, check it out. Got the new flyer up.
Heck
So,
yeah.
I think they're doing a pour your own puddle on top of those 3 classes.
$100 entry. That's awesome.
Well, that's if you lock in. If you pay on Saturday, it's $200. So,
What?
yeah.
So I can lock
But-
in the night before.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, and it's like, I was talking with Lyle and Jared about it. If the people show on Saturday and they got to pay $200, that just
Mhm.
means the 200% goes up. So,
Well, that's what I was thinking.
yeah. So, we've got those. Got an updated flyer for Slugfest, kind of giving y'all the information on that and how the divide works with the East versus West. And hey, $5,000 guaranteed no matter what on small tire on both days. At 32 cars, it's $10,000, and I don't think it's gonna be hard to get 32 cars down to Kentucky for that. I mean, we had 38 or 40 on the backside last time, and they had. Now I know the front side, it was a different guarantee on the money, and there were still 20 some there. I mean, should be an awesome race. Like I said, well, it's eighth to quarter, so it's not backside, but it's top end.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Sort of like Big End Banker.
Yeah. So Alan got the message, so I'm just waiting on him to log in.
I understand if he had to go and do things. I mean, it's been crazy. And as racing season starts up and things happen, it's just gonna have to become more infrequent. Unfortunately, this is more of a wintertime thing to keep racing things involved. So
Oh, we got him back. So let me get him fixed. That sounds so bad. Let me get him fixed.
all right.
All right, guys. I'm making the final few things. Alan, can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Hey, we're back.
Man, it's better already.
Yep.
Yep.
The internet is
Wow.
just extremely rough here for some reason. I don't know if it's where we had those storms and the wind and different things. Maybe something shifted, or there's a chance that our
Just
hardware,
need the iPhone.
yeah, our hardware may be messing up on us or something. I'm gonna have to have a technician come out and take a look at things because it wasn't like that 2 weeks ago.
No, it's good.
So I don't know exactly what's happened, but oh well.
Yeah, it's always fun. They'll be there between 8 and 6, sometime
Yeah.
between Monday and Friday.
Yeah, sometime in the next 2 weeks. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, he's just in luck. I'm nerd enough to try every option possible to make
Yeah,
this work.
I get it.
Yeah.
It's working now.
It's working though. Yeah,
Yeah.
heck yeah. Verizon for the win. It came in clutch right now. Usually it's good here.
The T-Mobile hotspot will come over here also from now on, just as a latch disc effort.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Oh,
it.
look at this! Look at this crap. Nah, dude, Chris for the win,
Man, get
man!
that
I
out
can't
of
wait.
here.
I
Hey,
wish I
wore
could make
my,
that one, but I know where I'll be Sorry, Chris.
I wore my
We're all
Fist Pumper 5000 shirt last week. I was supposed to be with you. I was representing Chris.
Heck yeah. I think I'm on that shirt.
Yeah, I designed it.
Oh yeah, I forgot you did. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
I'm good for something every now and then.
Yeah, every now and then.
But
Can't get any damn good pictures of my car for a T-shirt though.
I took a good one. Well, let's go back to dig or die, and it's hard when you're taking a picture slumped over like, oh God, I'm
Yeah,
dying.
no, I get it. I'm just giving you shit.
I know, man. But yeah, I do need to get on that. I need to go through the pictures. Which, hey, he was the other one taking pictures of dig or die, so you can blame him too.
I could give Houston some crap too.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's it. We're doing our best. Heck
No, you
yeah.
guys killed it. Seriously, you guys killed it.
We try, man. We try.
I know your car was absolutely flying. That surface, it seems like you guys got a really good hold on it. It seems. I mean, I know there was a lot of F-body contenders this time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. It's
Yeah, for sure. I'm a Fox body. I'm a Ford guy. I love them, but it does become redundant when every single race gets won by Fox bodies. And it was nice to see a big change up in the type of cars that were out there.
I agree. I say that the last few races, it seems like some of the F-body guys are starting to get it figured out a little bit, the torque arm stuff and all that. And you're seeing them start to get a little faster now. And I think some people, it never fails every single race. Everybody with an F-body is coming up to me asking how I get it to separate the way I do and how much weight I got in the back and all that fun stuff. And I try to be open about things to a certain extent, but not give all the secrets away. So, but yeah, it's cool. It's cool to see people getting better, getting faster.
For sure.
How many pizza pans do you have in the back?
We got rid of them. We've come a long way since those days. We've learned a lot since the beginning, and we got rid of those weights. We kind of moved some weight around on the back bumper and up inside the car, and we don't have it all sitting potentially in a dangerous situation, having 50-pound weights just head high, right behind me. So we decided to eliminate that over. I think we did that over the winter, maybe a little bit before winter, something like that. Dylan Bodigan, he helped us out a ton with that. He's really helped us a lot getting the car going straight and just really getting it figured out.
It seems to be really moving. And I think that's how can I put this? More street, I guess. I don't know how to explain. More street car. The F-body guys, there's a lot more street car type rather than, there's very few. Most people who buy a Fox body immediately strip it out, immediately gut it, put a cage, mini tub, or whatever the case, make it a race car, and then they sort of got to backtrack. A lot of them.
Yeah.
Whereas the majority of the F-body stuff, even the parts that are designed for them, are more designed around the street car friendly aspect, I think. It's not as more race car dedicated. It's just my 2 cents, I think. I think that seems a little bit more street friendly.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, the Fox bodies, they're just factory race cars. I mean, it's hard to deny it. They're badass cars from the factory.
Yeah, triangulated 4-link. They came extremely light from the factory. I mean, they're extremely easy to get light as well, and the aftermarket form is crazy. But I mean, and I'm sure you struggle with the downside of the F bodies with the the way the motor is placed in the car and the different things like that. But once you get those things overcame, it's it's Camaro, it's the Mustang's competitor. So there's the same pluses and pros and cons to both of them for sure.
Yeah,
I think I don't know. It's your streetcar Fox bodies are starting to wane off. I think a little bit. I don't know. Street and Yeet, the drag and drive stuff. It's really funny that how that changes things up. How everything goes back to Ford powered too. Like you get away from the LS Fords, and it's like everything stays more pure to the brand whenever you go to the drag and drive stuff. It's really weird.
You do know He did do drag and drive last year.
We had a good time.
Yeah.
That was fun. We did Sick Week, following Nick and Adam around. They were in Uncle Sam, and I did it in the Tesla. And
Heck
man,
yeah.
sold the Tesla shortly after that. That was just that was terrible.
I was gonna ask if you
hated that
still
car.
had it.
No, got rid of it. I was over it. It just wasn't for me. I'm sure it works for a lot of people, but if I was just dailying it back and forth to work or something, it'd be perfect. But any trips or anything, I hate that stopping and charging, and that's no fun at all.
It's cool to actually get someone's straight up opinion on the Tesla, because all you're seeing right now is the talk of them getting in with the all-wheel drive stuff and all this, and hearing somebody say, no, they suck.
I mean, the car as a whole, if it was a toy, if it was strictly a toy and I just needed it in short bursts, it was a ton of fun. The way that power comes on and the way, I mean, it was a plaid, so it had the triple motor setup and all that. I mean, it was bad, but it was kind of a one trick pony for me. That was it. Like, it was fun to take some friends in the car and scare the hell out of them, and that was after that, all the fun was over. It wasn't a great car by far.
Now, I know, what was it? Not my last Darlington race, but the one before, the GTR. Do you still have it?
Oh, that was yeah, man. I jumped so hard against a freaking Tesla. It was my first time back in the GTR after not having it for like, I don't know, 6 months or something like that. The dude brought it to me. He lived over in Atlanta. I had a guy working out some bugs for me, and I was so excited to get it back. And I thought I was just going to do a little test hit. They were going to let me go on the backside at Darlington, and I pull up there, and next thing I know, people are betting on a race. I'm like, whoa, what is going on here? And then, of course, as you guys may or may not know, I think most people know, there is a delay in those GTRs when you let off the brake to go. I know, Mike Bandy, he does great in that car, but he's got it. I mean, he's got a lot of seat time in that thing, and if you pay attention, he never jumps. That dude waits. He'll run everybody down, and that's really, you have to accept that fact that you want to let off as soon as you possibly can, but it's too hard to guess the timing of
Right.
when the brake,
Well,
when you let off and all that. So
Mike at Happy's race said that they have figured out and got everything around that now. So,
nice.
yeah, I mean, dude, I was talking to Happy the whole time. I was like, because Mike pulled Mork first round. And I
Yeah.
said, dude, if Mike wins this race, that dude's going to be hard to beat today. And
Yeah.
I'm standing in the lane that Mike's running in. And when he came by me, like, watching the car, it was like hopping and everything. And they told me, yeah, it broke the drive shaft or something when it came by. And I was like, yeah, you could tell it didn't leave like it normally does, just starts digging and going. It was bad.
Yeah. Oh, and I bet it felt bad in the car too. I guarantee it.
I'm sure that's a pretty rough ride. People don't realize all-wheel drive is a whole different animal whenever it
It's
comes to
brutal.
steering, because you have to steer your drive tires.
Yeah.
It's a little bit difficult for sure.
Yeah.
It's a whole different experience. What do you think about? I've not seen your opinion. What do you think about all-wheel drive and small tire?
Man, I go back and forth on that one. I am all about the more the merrier, but I think for me it depends a lot on the surface, because I've owned all-wheel drive, I've owned small tire rear-wheel drive cars,
Right.
and the all-wheel drive is just so consistent on a crappy surface. I mean, it's just that GTR, he's gonna be in the 1.4s, I'm guessing, on every slow surface. He guaranteed
Right.
he's going to be in the 1.4s, and the small tire guys can do that too. But first round, he's going to be consistent. He's going to be running the same 60 damn near the whole race. So my opinion is, on a shitty backside, I don't necessarily think it's fair. I don't know that anybody can really deny that. On a good backside or a front side, I think I don't have the car
Let
to
'em
hang
hang.
with them, but I think there's guys that can, really, really go fast on a good surface, and I think at that point, let them race. Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
I think the only time we ever seen like Darlington, just the backside being so bad, and everybody said, "You're not allowing them. You're not this," and I got hell for it, and I was like, "I know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's not a bad idea to keep them out of it." But what's funny is the same people that gave me hell and was trying to get the car count embracing them. Now I'm seeing them say, "No, I will drive. No, I will drive," because Mike has came down and really disrupted the atmosphere. But at the
Yeah.
same time, like I hate to say it like this because they're gonna say it. I was doing it for the money or something, but I had to look at it as a promoter too. And is it worth having one all-wheel drive car and losing 10 to 20 small tire cars? I mean,
I was going to say the same thing. I mean, it kills the car count. Whether you like it or not, there's guys that don't want to travel 12 hours to take a chance of drawing that all-wheel drive car off the trailer or whatever. I mean, I think we would definitely question one of those long trips, to North Carolina, South Carolina, whatever, if we knew there were some all-wheel drive killers on a tough backside. I mean, it's definitely it's an advantage. There's just no two ways about it.
I mean, Ethan, the very first race I had, like Ethan showed his cards hard with that diesel truck. Well, him
Dude, he launches
and Colby, dude.
Yeah. Colby's truck was nasty as well.
Yeah.
The one that it's at midnight right now down there in Texas. Yeah, as long as people address or acknowledge that it is definitely an advantage on a bad surface. If you try to act like it's not, I think it's just you look stupid. I mean, that's just all it is. I mean, and I know that goes into a lot of guys, like you said, their decision making of this race allows all-wheel drive, this race doesn't, and they're going to try to skip around and figure out where they're going. Of the other, the bad all-wheel drive guys on the bad surface. Yeah, we'll go somewhere else if you don't think you have a contender for that. So
yeah,
it still blows my mind though. I told them I would put money on top of the purse and everything. I just needed 8 all-wheel drive, lock in ready, and nobody would.
No, they don't want to race each other.
Yeah.
no, absolutely not.
But they actually have an all-wheel drive class coming up at Slugfest, so I'm kind of curious to see if there is a turnout.
Yeah. So, what kind of events do you have on your plate for the upcoming year? What do you think?
I'd have to take a peek at the calendar here. I know we got Milan coming up. We got a few of those scheduled this year. The Detroit Hood TV. Really growing to like that surface a lot. It's a little faster than what we normally do, but we've got some data there now and hoping to be able to compete. Again, that's one of those scenarios where the Camaro's big and heavy, my big heavy street car. But if we can get out that first round and 60 foot with the other guys, then and get some good data that round, I feel confident that we can go some rounds. I mean, we did last time. We were able to kind of got lucky. We weren't getting the data. I can't remember what issues we had, but we really had to crank it up. And I think it was second round. We ended up picking up like 4/10 over our first round pass. We just kind of had to swing for the fences, and we got lucky and nailed it. And I think we were able to go maybe another round or two. I can't remember, but I'm feeling good. That's one of those surfaces where we can do well there possibly if we get it nailed.
Was that the race that Schoolboy? I think he made. Did he win or?
I think so. Yeah. I think that was the one where Schoolboy ended up going. Let's see. He made it to the final. Did he win that?
He ran.
I can't remember.
Did he run the Falcon?
I think so.
I think so. Yeah.
And he edged.
That might have been the one.
I can't remember. But that was that race that you guys. Because I'm pretty sure I watched that video of you guys, or it came across the TV, one or the other. But for sure, I remember seeing you guys doing that. So you all have that coming up. I really wanted to hit that surface or go up there at some point. I've never been up there. I think that would be a cool one to go to. That's a sort of a.
It is cool.
Now becoming an OG race.
Yeah, it's a cool environment. The people, I mean, they get the race done. We're usually, I don't know, finished up by 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and it's about a 3.5 hour drive for us. They're pretty good. So yeah, we like the Milan. We like US 41. That's another one where you can really get some good backtrack, shitty track data. I mean, if you can run a 6.0 there, you can run faster than that everywhere else. I mean, it's an interesting surface for sure. 42, I think Chris Lane. I think it's Chris's race, isn't it? The one
Yep.
over in
Yeah. Yeah.
over in
Rewind.
Ohio. I can't even think of what it's called. Yeah, the Rewind. We have a blast at that. I know that's on the schedule. Man, I mean, we'd love to get some front side data one of these days and be able to hang with some of these killers that go to some of these bigger races. We're not quite there yet. But yeah, I mean, we love going to War in the Woods. I mean, those races are badass, so much fun, but it's just not our race. We don't have the data for that stuff, so we'll probably just go spectate, hang out.
Sure.
But I love spectating that race. It's a badass race.
Yeah, yeah, it's a crazy place to be. The whole environment there is just
Yeah,
It's
different.
wild.
it is.
Yeah, you pull
You can't
down.
compare it.
No, you pull down into that little like creek bed. And
Uh-huh.
next thing you
Yeah.
pop off of just a giant drag race. It's really wild.
Turbo
Yeah.
John was asking me about. He's like, "How's Brown County? How's like the whole facility?" And I just went.
You can't compare it to anything. I mean, I don't know what you compare it to.
It's a hodgepodge of other tracks put together, I think. Like, I can compare them to two of our tracks if you put them together, and or three,
Yeah.
pretty much.
It's a mix of Twin River, Elk Creek,
And KD.
and KD.
Yeah, for sure.
I've never been to KD. I'd love to go there at some point.
Dude, that's worth
It's
the
a very,
trip.
very cool track for sure.
Yeah.
Which I talked to Limpy last night. We've got our race in July at Twin River, and we're finalizing the classes. And I'm thinking Outlaw Real Street might be making an appearance down there.
And is that backside or front side? I get all screwed up.
It's like a street.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is that like the airport or something like that?
Yeah.
It was an old abandoned drag strip that doubled as an airport at one time, like a very small airport. It is. If you've ever said like, I wish we could just put 2 strips of pavement somewhere, just me and my buddies could go out and drag race whenever we wanted. That's pretty much what this is. It really
That's
is just
cool.
like that. No timing. They're starting to upgrade the facilities and put in lights and things like that. But like
Very old school, but
very
cool.
old school. Yeah,
That's
it
cool.
can go pretty fast too. I mean, it's a easy mid 5-second.
That's what I thought. I thought it came around pretty good.
Yeah, the 60 foot's really good. It's got the surface is very old and like there's some bumps and stuff like that. And shutdown is a little sketchy, but as long as you're on the brakes in time, you're good. But it's definitely an interesting surface and a very interesting place to race at. It's very wild.
Yeah. No, that's cool. It sounds a lot like Mentone. I don't know if you guys have heard about that up in northern Indiana. It's just an old farmer's runway. Yeah, it's water burn out only. It never comes around. It's the worst surface I've ever been on.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's really cool.
So let me see if I got it in here so you can go ahead and mark that date so you can be ready. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, I'll hit it eventually. Yeah, mark that one down.
Okay, July 15th, 2023. Let's see here. I think Hustlers Brawl, US 41, Detroit Hood TV, Milan Dragway. Damn. All kinds of options within like 2 hours.
Yeah, that's gonna
Dude,
be.
This is like 2 hours too.
Yeah.
For you, maybe.
It is.
Yeah, it's tough, man. This whole year, there's so many, and like that. There's no way that like they could not schedule on top of Detroit Hood. You know, it's so far up there.
It's over here. We're over here.
Yeah.
It's gonna.
It is what it is.
I'm not even mad about that.
Well,
Nah.
I almost said that earlier when you were talking about, these guys having all-wheel drive. There's so many races. You guys know how many races there are. If I'm thinking someone fast is going to be on a shitty backside all-wheel drive, we can find another race. I mean,
for sure.
There's always plenty of races if you're willing to drive for them. So.
Yeah, and the crazy thing, I mean, I know a lot of places got hit with rain last week, and I didn't want to travel 5 hours. That was, five and under. I would have probably tried to go somewhere that was a decent race, but if I was willing to, I could have raced 2 or 3 or 4 different places.
We could have went to Kentucky.
Yeah, we could have went to Kentucky. You can get out of the rain. It just depends on how much you want to drive and how much you want to spend.
Excuse me, guys.
It really.
I mean, that's kind of what we did. Yeah, that's kind of what we did when we went to Crossville. I think it was Darlington that got canceled. Something got canceled, the big race. Mm-hmm. And we were like, well, it's not raining down in Nashville. Let's go that way.
Right. As long as you're willing to make that drive. Yeah. It's not. I mean, you can find somewhere. There's somewhere racing. The world's became small with social media and with the data and things that we have. It's not that big of a deal to drive 7 or 8 hours to go racing or more.
It was just crazy last week, cause I was wondering the same thing too, Alan. But
Alex is over here putting together a cabinet in the shop, and his kid's trying to help him out a little bit. So,
don't fuss at the kid, but you can throw something at Alex. I'll allow it.
Oh yeah, no, the kid deserves it. I'll throw it at the kid.
But I got to where they're putting Buc-ee's, and that's where I first hit rain last week, and it was on and off from there to Knoxville. Mm-hmm. And it's like John said, they can get it dry. They have the equipment. But the problem is that storm shifted and just...
Yeah, it just
screwed it.
Yeah.
It was doing all kinds of crazy things on the weather apps for 3 days. It would go up and down and up and down. It is what it is. Yeah. You can't dodge all the weather. It's April, man. April showers. It is what it is. If you schedule a race, just be planned to move it. And doing it on Easter weekend was tough too.
Dude, that's
tough. Yeah.
As a promoter, like last year, we had to move a radial race to that weekend, so we had to be done Saturday night. And man, just trying to get that stuff done. I mean, it's pressure in its own, and it's tough. Yeah. And I'm 100% against racing on holiday weekends anymore. And it's not because of like what's happened. It's just, take for instance, do you really want to go, like I said, if you got to travel, like last weekend, our situation would have been 7.5, 8 hours if we went to Kentucky.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You got kids. You got to get home. I mean, it's hard to get people to travel on those weekends. And even me, like, if we would have had Knoxville, 3.5 hours, doable.
Yeah.
It's just tough.
Yeah. Once you get over that 5-6 number, it's a commitment. I mean, your weekend's gone.
Yeah, you're looking at staying at a hotel rather than driving home, really. I mean, because that's really what it comes down to. And, for us, like, I don't want to be driving. I don't like racing on Sunday. It's just, I don't enjoy that because I got to work on Monday, and I don't enjoy driving unless I've had, like, a good 2-day event, and then I'll drive home. That's no big deal, but... I'm not doing that on Easter Sunday. Easter weekend, I would have maybe tried for Texas or tried for the.
You couldn't have got me to Texas.
to the Beacon or whatever it was called.
I would have went to Beacon, but
Beacon. Texas. I could have been talked into that one for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I love those guys.
It was about 5.5 hours from us.
It looked like a hell of a race in Texas, but seeing where some of those media guys and people are standing, screw that.
I can't believe nobody's gotten hit.
Dude, the photographer that was in front of the wall past Limpy's camera.
Oh,
Dude.
there was multiples.
Yeah.
Dude.
You're talking about Yellow Belly, right?
Yeah.
That was
Whew.
nuts. That was a crazy setup. It's very wild.
Yeah.
Like, I do stupid shit. Like, I'll stand out at Happy's race, but I'm hugging the wall, and I'm 40, 50 foot out, and I'm terrified for myself being out there.
Yeah, but we've all seen cars get mixed up in the first 60 foot.
Yeah.
And that, I don't know if it was a chick or a dude or whatever, but somebody was like 75 foot out in front of the wall, and I was like,
Dude,
that's wild.
The Spoold Baker.
Yeah.
When he came through with his rolling burnout. Oh, God.
That's crazy. So this is completely off subject, but where did the name Catfish Billy come from?
You don't know where
that? I don't. I have no idea.
Oh, my God.
Come on, Corey, play the song.
I can't play the song. We'll get demonetized.
Which song is it?
So honestly, it was kind of organic. Obviously, Catfish Camaro. That's pretty obvious. But
right.
I listened to a lot of Yellow Wolf, and I think it was like I don't even know. One time when we were just going to a race or something, the song "Catfish Billy" came on by Yellow Wolf. I think my buddy Alex, maybe Adam and Nick might have been there. I know Nick was a fan of Yellow Wolf as well.
Right.
And he was like, dude, Catfish Billy, like that's
That
it.
works.
And it just kind of stuck, and
Nice.
we've kept it ever since. So yeah,
I
big
love
fan.
It. That's the way names are formed right there. As everybody agrees on it, it pops in your head, and next thing you know, that's just what it's called.
That's
and
what I was trying to say. Thinking, you listen to Yellow Wolf, don't you?
But I not like. I haven't heard him in a minute.
Yeah, you got to listen to Catfish Billy.
Okay.
Oh, Catfish Billy 2, I was just told it is the better version. Catfish Billy 2 is the better version. It's funny. We had a whole night at Yellow Wolf. We were hanging out with Colt Coffee and Nick and a couple of those guys at, I think it was a couple Darlingtons ago or something like that. And we found the song Johnny Cash. He had never heard that. His car's named Johnny Cash, and Yellow Wolf has one, Johnny Cash, and it's a banger. And we reminisced over that. But yeah, good times.
That's
I love
awesome.
music.
Hell yeah. Heck yeah. That's awesome. I didn't know that. No, I've heard and listened to Yellow Wolf, but it's been a while. It really has. And now I'll have to add that to
you gotta check them out. Yeah.
So
heck yeah.
Inquiring minds want to know, what is the best pizza at Pizza King?
That's a loaded question. The best pizza, it just depends on your mood. There's so many factors. My go-to 90% of the time is just a plain old pepperoni sausage pizza or pepperoni sausage extra cheese. Our meat feast is fire. I mean, it's pepperoni sausage, baked ham, bacon, and hamburger. That one, I mean, they're just, but then if you're in the mood for some tangy barbecue, you can do the barbecue royal feast or barbecue baked ham and sausage. I mean, I can do it all.
It's awesome. The breadsticks, though.
Yeah, some breadsticks with some extra dill butter.
Yeah, I've been on a diet, so y'all are killing me, man.
Hey, it's Taco Tuesday for me. I know what I'm getting after this. So.
Hell yeah.
I'm trying to get my gut to go away, so dang.
I feel that.
It's front bias. He'll be all right.
Those front side guys, man.
Yeah, that's it.
He called you a front side guy. Thank you.
About gonna have to be. East Coast is slowing down with the backside stuff. It's starting to become...
so now that Corey's not running the baddest backside races on the East Coast, I mean, no one knows what to do.
They're becoming few and far between here.
He got kind of a secret insider information last night about a front side race that might make you a front side racer.
I want to be. I'm slow.
I mean, just
maybe one day
you'll have Outlaw Real Street there.
Yeah, I'm going to have Outlaw Rail Street for my August race, too. I'm going to do it on Friday night, and then that'll let those guys double enter into the free entry deal on Saturday for small tire.
Huh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's front side. It's not slow at all by any means, but, I'm going to keep it simple on Friday night for the Outlaw Rail Street guys. I think I'm going to do like 16 spots and do a lock-in on it. And then Saturday, small tire, free entry, $5,000 to win, 1,500 runner up, 250 semis. I mean, free money.
Pretty solid, yeah. Now I got a question for you. Maybe you can't answer it. I'm okay if you can't. But when I was down at the pad, they were talking about these front side street class guys running like high fours and low fives. Like, is that what really these front side street class guys are running? Is that possible?
Tell you, like, and he can vouch for me on this. Even at my front side races, I stay out of the tower. I don't even ask questions. I don't want to know. Be honest. Yeah. The only thing, like, I have to go to the tower for is just if I get hollered at for something technical. But literally, I stay out of them.
Okay.
I would say.
Who would be running Outlaw Real Street?
I would say, just from my eyes watching cars go down, 540s, 550s.
Okay.
If I was guessing. If I first round to Shady Side, Friday night in August, coming off the trailer, I'd say a 550, 560 tune-up would be comfortable.
Yeah, for sure. In Outlaw Real Street, I would say.
That's fast for us.
I mean, it's...
what race was it? Were you guys there where they had the front side shootout like on a Friday night, and then they had the backside race that Saturday, and the backside race Saturday, guys were going faster than they were on the front side. It was real cold that Friday night. The surface got real hard.
That was probably Crossville, if I had to take a guess.
Oh, I bet it was. I think it was, yeah.
I mean, that's catching on in a lot of places now. They're going to do front side one day, back side the next. But
yeah,
I know Crossville was one of the main ones that was doing it.
I think that's what it was.
Are we really saying Catfish Billy can't run 540s?
Oh, he could.
Really?
Wait, who said that?
Is that what you're saying? that 540s is fast?
Sorry, guys.
Oh, yeah, it's fast. Catfish Billy doesn't run 540s.
Just hit the up button. Just keep hitting it. Keep hitting it till the rods fly out, and then knock it down too.
I'm really good at that. I mean, people, if you saw me last year, I think I blew up 2 motors last year. So that was my attempt at tuning myself.
I just think if a set of Mickeys on it and tighten the front end and pull the weight out, I would be surprised if that car wouldn't go 40s. But I don't know the whole setup.
I will honestly say the way that car works, Mickey's definitely for Shady Side on the front side, if not a radial, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because you really get that.
It's just a little 800 horsepower street car.
Okay. Okay.
Let's see what he divided that 800. What he divided that by to get the 800.
Listen.
No, I mean,
I know where an 800 horsepower
street
street car sits, and it's like 20 foot away from us right now. And I know the gap that got put on it by Catfish
Wait a
Billy.
minute. He went 570s with an 800 horsepower street car, so you're competitive.
Wait, hold on. What are you talking about? The gaps that Catfish Billy put on what?
On my white car.
He's got the white Coyote too.
Do you remember that?
When the hell did we race? Where at?
Well, were you on? I hope it was him, wasn't it? It was at Digger High in Outlaw Real Street.
Yeah.
Back in you had welds on the car at the time.
Huh. Oh shit! Okay. Yeah.
They really focused on the street stuff.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite dig or
lucky.
die that I've been to when we did that cruise, that really long cruise. Probably one of my favorite racing days I've ever had. That was a really, really good day. I enjoyed that cruise. That was really fun.
I know I've got the video. I'm going to go back and find it now.
No, that cruise is
I'm making a comparison where he makes about 800 with the code.
Yeah, I ran that at Shady Side in November. That was,
okay.
That was totally no. I did not run 570s at Digger Die.
Now,
that car's never been that fast. No, not even close. We were doing a little bit of ricer math. What we were doing right there. It was like,
That's exactly what you were doing. Yeah.
That's exactly what we were doing. That car's been it went 579 on the front side, which I'll be honest, that was extremely good.
It was prepped.
Yeah, there may have been a Snicker wrapper that flew across the track in front of me. One of those type of situations, It was really good, but that car really does only make probably 800 something in that area.
It's a slug.
It is. It is. So,
but Happy's races is at Decker. He's using my rule set now too for Outlaw Rush Street. And that
I saw that. Yeah, I love that track, man.
There's not much that would
I wish we had the data.
Right. There's not that much that would keep your car out of just any real street, much less outlaw, right? I mean, it's pretty much a legit street.
The only thing that ever keeps it out is the exhaust past the doors. That's the one thing we gotta, we just dump it out the side, the front fender. So the exhaust past the doors is the one that really gets us. They do that more around here, I think.
I gotcha. Yeah, some people still keep that. A lot of people will run that pipe around the car and stick it out the side.
I will not allow it.
Seen guys
we've talked about doing
that. That's my thing. If they're gonna say it's gotta go past something, don't allow that shit. I mean, that clowns the game. If you're gonna be strict.
Under the car.
Yeah. But if it fits the rules, it fits the rules.
That's it.
I'm not allowing that.
You could just say no exhaust outside the body. I mean, it wouldn't be that hard.
Which, I'll tell you another class, like on the front side, you might want to look into, because Happy did at his race. You ever tried 26s on there, like a 26.85 slick?
I haven't, but I've heard people that have had some good luck with it.
Dude, that was a awesome class. They were really showing out, and I think for Happy and them trying it for the first time at their race, they had 5 cars, but Trevor, I mean TC Tune, the 240, dude, it was rolling on 26s, and there were some good cars in that class. I think that 26s class is going to take off really good. Yeah.
I can see that. I mean, all these classes have gotten more competitive. You see the hard tire classes and stuff like that. Those guys, I mean, you get to some of these tracks and those guys can get moving. I mean, War in the Woods, that's an example. The Brown County track, man, those hard tire guys fly. It's crazy.
Hard tire racing is wild. That's all I'm going to say. It's on its own planet, because I would never have expected to see hard tire cars that fast. Until, what was it? We went out to War in the Woods and then Turkey Bash. Dude, those hard tire guys are stupid fast.
That yellow SN95 Mustang, that's hard tire. That thing is freaking wild. It's
the Mustang from Missouri, from Turbo John's race, was at Happy's race.
Oh, have you seen that thing?
It's on
Creasy,
a 20.
Tyler Creasy, I think his name is. You'll have
name sounds familiar. I don't know if I've seen him or not.
There you go.
The meth stain.
Yep.
Dude,
that thing is.
Leave that thing alone.
I thought he was playing around. I really did. I thought somebody from up the holler had grabbed their V6 Mustang and thrown a wing on it and was coming out to run it, and then it takes off, and I don't even know what it went, but it was almost as fast as the small tire guys on a 20.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It was wild.
Yeah.
Dude, see, you need to order some 26s, get a hard tire, start playing around, figure out where you can get in on this front side.
We're we're working on it. I think I think the Nova is gonna be the car that we really put the work in on the front side. I think we're gonna, here in a couple months, maybe retire Catfish Billy to the streets and
Now,
really focus on the small tire Nova.
I don't know about
Heck
the
yeah.
Nova. What's this Nova you speak of?
It's a secret. I wasn't supposed to say anything.
Oh snap!
Uh-oh.
Oh snap!
Yeah, I mean, it's our attempt at competing with these small tire killers, man. There's some fast dudes out
Now,
there, and we're trying to
At least
combine
give
a
me
lot of
year
knowledge.
model on it. What year?
62.
Yes. All right, I'll prove. I'll prove.
Awesome. It's gonna be sharp, man. It's a good looking car. It's gonna be dope.
I'll tell you, I would love to see somebody do a Nova wagon. I mean,
Oh, that would
Just-
be sick.
the possibilities of weight placement and things like that, and wheelbase. I mean,
I saw one the other day. They called it a 57 Nova, but it was like an El Camino. They called it. Have you guys ever seen that? I
Like a
can't even remember
Nomad?
what they called it, but it had I can't remember. They had some name for it that was like a combination of Nova and El Camino. They said it was like some prototype car. It was for sale on Marketplace. They wanted 35 grand. They called it a 57
crap.
Nova, but it was cool. I mean, it was definitely unique.
now I know the Buffs, they have a Nomad, and they're talking about once they're finished gasser racing with it, putting the turbo LS in it and doing drag and drive stuff. But I said, man, that thing would be perfect for some no prep life stuff.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So now we know he's got a secret Nova. So
Yeah, those Novas.
Yeah, it's coming. We want to compete with the big boys, and the Camaro. You know, we could gut it. We could do a lot to it. I mean, it's still got the back seats, stock dash. I mean, we could definitely, cut some weight if we wanted to. But then we still got a freaking F body that's still heavier than most of the cars out there, and we're just gonna go hopefully with something a little lighter and really set up for some good racing.
hey,
Yeah. And they look so good.
I mean, if it still
really do.
serves the street car function,
Oh,
just start fresh.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. The Nova's going to be the race car, and the Camaro is going to be the street. We're going to get it dialed in. Want to do some street racing with it and really get some data on the streets. We don't have a whole lot of data on the streets, so that's our goal with that car.
Heck yeah, let's bring the streets back.
I kind of do want to come back and defend the title though in July.
It's just gonna be so dang hot.
I ordered today like the stuff to keep the sun off the yellow box and all that. So, because I already know what's going to happen.
God, I've never been so hot as I was last year at Dig or Die in July.
I got sick. Like I had to go in the car,
Yeah.
retire for like 30 minutes. I had the goat was down.
I had to put stuff over top of my steering wheel in the car to make sure that it didn't burn me when I went to grab it when I got back into the
Make
car.
sure it didn't melt.
Yeah, freaking aluminum steering wheel melt. That was hilarious. It wouldn't surprise me. It's so stinking light, but yeah, that's I don't know. I think it's smart. I think it's hard to try to double a car up, try to keep it street and then try to run with these fast guys. And I think it's extremely extreme. In fact, I don't know if it's really doable to be in the top 5 or to win on some of these backsides in small tire with that same car that can fit Outlaw Rail Street. I just it's not to keep it real street.
It's a get it where you fit in. If that thing fits in that, keep it that.
Yeah, that's kind of where we're at. We're kind of living with what we do. Occasionally have some days where our times are kind of lining up with the small tire guys, but it's rare. It's, maybe 20-30% of the time do we nail that first round tune up. That's the big key for us, with it being so heavy. A lot of times we don't 60 foot like the other guys. So if we can 60 foot with them, we got a chance, but if not, we're struggling.
Yeah. Because what is it? I know we've talked about it before. Like, what's that car weigh? Like 3,800, 3,900, or something like that?
We got it down to a dainty 39, I think 3950 without me in it. So that puts it about 3150, depending on if I've eaten too much at Easter or not, give or take 10 pounds.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Pull the JJ, you got to count the extra battery. 4250, it's got an extra battery.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, so that's with us cutting some weight out and really kind of moving some things around, and we got a ton of bias in there, so that's a lot of it. But yeah, I mean we're down to 41, I don't know, 4130 to 4150 with me in it, somewhere in there.
That's crazy.
That's heavier than my Coyote car with me in it.
Probably.
Oh, it's heavy.
I'm not gonna pry, but probably really good percentage bias on that too.
Really, really good.
Yeah, because
really good percentage. I would say so. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I would say it's not quite like a front side car.
No, because I'm like at 3,800.
Which car?
In the white car.
Okay.
And that's at 50, and I'm not able to. I mean, it would take it would be 41 to get where it needed to be. Then I would need to build some bars for it to get that. I'm not gonna stick that much sand in the back.
Yeah,
because I don't want to clean up your sandbags when they bust.
Yeah, I think when we originally got the car, I want to say we were 51 or 52% front bias, and I want to say it weighed 30. I don't know, 3,400, 30, somewhere in there, 34, 35. And we've obviously added a lot of weight and moved a lot of stuff around, really, relocated some things to the back. But it was a front side car. The dude supposedly ran, I think he said he ran 50s in it. It had a VS Racing 88 millimeter turbo and a 6-liter iron block motor.
Nice.
But man, it just didn't translate to the backside. I mean, we're only just now starting to really figure the car out. I mean, it's been almost 2 years of trying to figure the car out. So
yeah,
we're getting there.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it takes a lot of testing. You guys know it takes a lot of testing to be up there in the front of the pack. And that's the same with Outlaw Real Street. It's not just in small tire. The Outlaw Real Street guys are now going, you've got to have your A game for sure to be in the top.
I honestly think it's twice as competitive as small tire.
It can be. I don't think it's near as much of a shoe-in. Like, you can count, say who's going to be in your top 10 at, like, let's say dig or die like you were. You could say who you think your top 10 would be, and you're probably going to be at least 80% right. And you may not be in Outlaw Real Street.
No.
It could be completely different. I mean,
and I don't know why that is. I mean, it seemed like, a lot of those guys in the small tire class at dig or die really had the surface figured out for the most part. I think we all saw it kind of come and go maybe a little bit. I don't, maybe I'm, it just seemed like depending on the pass, depending on the lane. But those guys were really flying. And I feel like for some reason, us street guys, we were moving, we were doing well, but it wasn't quite like the normal, there were a few guys that weren't there, a few competitive guys that weren't there, but it just wasn't quite like the normal. I feel like we're usually, we're not right there with the small tire guys, but I feel like we're closer than we were this time around. So I don't know. I don't know what caused it.
I don't know. It's dig or die is weird. The surface can get really weird, and then you'll have these. I would call them like breakout racers. That I know one of them would be like the Chris Asimopoulos guy with the Duster. We haven't seen him again. Turbo John's usually up there, but he hadn't done as good the last few times. He sort of broke out and did good this time, along with that the Snot Rod car, the Green Nova, that hadn't done good at all. And that's not throwing shade, but like he sort of broke out this time and finally got the passes and the data and really making some. Those were some of the guys that you wouldn't put in your top 10 that sort of. Bro, Turbo John I would put in top 10 in there, but the Snot Rod.
Well, but like you said, based on his recent performances, I mean, I think a lot of people root for him, and we want to see some of those interesting changes he made and some of that stuff. We want to see it work out, I think, but he just didn't. And then I know me personally, I was pumped to see him really put it down at Dig or Die, it was like, man, he's getting it figured out now. I mean, it was cool to see. So it's fun to watch these guys swing for it, and guys
Man,
that
he
you know
makes
are
so many
capable.
changes.
Yeah, he does. He definitely does. He's
Like,
willing
I
to
mean, he
risk
made a
it.
stator change like 3 days or something before Dig or Die.
That's crazy.
I think that just comes down to him knowing how things work, and I guess that's where I don't. And I'm like, I couldn't
Yeah.
imagine making the stator change and not having, and it was a brand new stator. It was not, something he had already used before, and then just goes in, and next thing you know, he's in the finals. I mean,
He
it's just
killed it.
wild.
It was awesome. Yeah.
It was.
I will say this time at Dig or Die, it's probably where it started later and a few other things, but even in like Real Street and Small Tire, second round, guys were moving hard. I mean, there wasn't.
Yeah, you didn't have 2 rounds of tire fryers.
I think the rain really helped the surface come around instead of taking away this time.
Yeah, I agree. I noticed that early on that, usually it's a smoke show no matter how conservative you are with the tuning and all that. It's like first round, you watch a smoke show for the most part, and it wasn't that. That wasn't the case. There was a few that weren't the best passes or whatever, but it seems like guys are just getting more data and just getting a lot more things to compare to and all that.
Yeah, I think the surface is starting to take a little bit more rubber as well. I think it's finally starting to you're able to hit it a little bit better, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
Small tires are really fast there. I'm talking, you'll hear some crazy times on draggies.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I guarantee it.
I don't know. It's definitely interesting, and you just never know what you're gonna get on that surface. That surface is taking a lot longer to come around than like the 710. The 710 surface was really, really good.
It's fast,
and now it's really, really fast. I just don't know if Rockingham will ever get that good. I just don't know.
I don't see it. I think it's too gritty, and I don't know. Maybe over time, maybe it'll put down enough rubber. I mean, the prep definitely helps, the glitter and stuff like that. I mean, if they were doing water burnout only or something, who knows what that surface would be like.
I think it'd be faster, to be honest with you.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Just the consistency of water. That's what, me and Happy got talking about this because he allowed glue burnouts at his race, and I was kind of scratching my head because you're on the front side. I'm like, you're on glue burnouts? And he said, how many times have you seen the water burn out on these tracks and feeling? I was like, yeah, it does great. We just saw it at Shady Side. He said, exactly. He said, there's so many different mixtures of glue going down. It's going to be greasy. The surface is going to be unstable. And I was like, smart.
I mean, I can't deny that. Like, I can't disagree with that. I know from our group mentality is the water burnout. The only problem, I think we all love it because, everybody's dipping from the same water, all that. The problem comes in when people figure out a way around it and figure out a way to get some prep on their tires and avoid the water. I mean, we've kind of questionably seen some things over time where we think maybe someone's figured some things out. It's water burnout stuff.
I'll tell you, if when that day comes, like in our RC racing, like I'm RC racing this weekend at Wilkesboro. Tomorrow, I'll have every tire off of every car with tire softener going on it, and getting those
I knew you were
tires
going to
prepped
say
and
that.
ready.
I knew you were going there.
So I mean,
and that's the thing.
It's
like,
gonna be the same thing.
Yeah. No, you're right.
I've seen guys do it in hard tire for sure. Hard tire, they'll prep those tires up like crazy.
Anybody that's go-kart race, dirt track, anything, they all prep their tires beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be the next evolution in the game. If everything does go water burnout and they do move it to that, it's just going to be, all right, now how are you going to prep your tires beforehand?
Yeah.
I
probably
love
right.
that stuff. I love the innovation that people do to take something and change it and make it better, or whatever the case may be. We've seen it with almost every single form of racing, and seeing it now in no prep. I love the ingenuity that guys have. People figuring out different things to do with like speed sensors and wheel sensors, and rod height sensors, and just the game constantly evolving. I absolutely love that. Next, like he said, next thing
Yeah.
you will be prepping the tire. I mean, we've heard of some crazy things going on with stretching tires and making them bigger, even though they say 28s. I've heard some crazy stuff about that, and I don't know. I love that part of no prep. It seems
Yeah.
more grassroots, and like anybody can figure something out anytime. It's not just set in stone. Not yet,
Yeah.
anyways.
Which
I agree. I hope it stays that way.
Me too, for
as
sure.
as we're getting here towards the end, I do have to ask you your opinion on this because we're talking about weight earlier and how you took some weight out. You're now seeing tracks get stricter on the weights. Like
Yeah.
Knoxville has now officially banned at any race the butt hurt bars, and take dig or die. You're not allowed to have it. And there's other races that are still allowing that in the different weights. What's your take on that? Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing to take away like the butt hurt bars and stuff like that?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, I'm one that I tend to think if it's available for all, then what's the issue? Just because he decides to put a butthurt bar on his car and it works for him, maybe it won't work for me, or I have the same opportunity as whoever else to put one on my car. Um, I know that's a vague answer, but I have no problem when they do the no external weights. I think that's kind of the answer to that. Keep the weights in the body line. I don't think that's too much to ask. But then you run into issues where is a spoiler an aftermarket spoiler? Is that
Right.
body line?
Right.
Because people put weights in there, and so it kind of becomes a gray area. I don't know. I mean, I run with weights on my parachute when external weights are allowed. And then when they're not, I put those weights in the trunk. So it does change the bias slightly on our car. I don't know. I guess I kind of beat around the bush there. I guess I don't have a strong opinion on it. If it works for somebody and they allow it, then I'm going to that race knowing that they allow it. I mean, you either
Right.
sign up
Now,
for it or you don't.
Happy just
I
made a
don't
good
know.
point that I like what he just said. He said, watch what a 100-pound max weight rule would do in this racing.
Oh shit. Yeah. I'd be out. I'd have to go get a different car.
I think that's the problem. I think Fox bodies would just move to the front
Yeah.
again, like
Yeah.
even harder. I think that's the thing. The moment you put like rules, like weight rules, like that, um,
I mean,
I
it
think
crossed
it
my mind really hard, especially in the streetcar classes, just because
that would be crazy.
to take,
Yeah.
like, not even in the body lines or anything, like, well, you came to Darlington. When I checked your car, I looked under it at the weights. I looked
Yeah,
at all
you
that.
did a real tech.
If I took all that away, like, you can't have it on the inside, you can't have it on the outside, like, no adding of weight for these streetcar classes. How how crazy would that throw your game off?
I'd be running sevens.
I mean, it's crossed my mind pretty hard about it. Like in future rule squad, like right now, I'm just doing front side stuff. So honestly, there's no need even for it. A lot of those guys just take that weight out anyways.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say I do, and I'm not gonna say I don't. But there might be a set of rules that's sitting that's gonna throw when I do go back to that style of racing. It'll really probably throw a wrench in y'all's game.
Yeah. Oh, it would take me back to the drawing board. I mean, I don't know what we could do on a backside without. I mean, we got a ton of weight in there.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you would almost have to do it across the board with like all the races. Otherwise, people are going to be like, "Well, I'm not going to change my car up that much for one race." I think that would be what would happen.
It's like I see where you're coming from on that, but at the same time, it really kind of gets back to sort of a grassroots. Like before you got into street racing, well, before you got into this type of racing big, how much weight, like when we would go out on a meet and then we go street racing, did you have any weights in your car?
Oh no, no.
I mean, it kind of gets back to the grassroots style of it in a way. Like,
I see where you're going with it. I mean, I get it. And if you're only talking about the street class, then I think that's just a rule that you're making to keep the street class more street. I guess
Yeah.
I'd hate you for it, but
if I, this is the thing, it wouldn't be something I would spring on you overnight. So
yeah,
you would have time to at least figure out, all right, so what do I need to do?
not worry about it. Just focus on the middle.
I can see the cages getting like holes drilled into them and hollowed out
Oh,
and cement being put in them.
lead everywhere, just molten lead poured into the cage.
Yeah. Back bumpers, like
Yeah. Oh,
stuff
and it
heavy.
would, and that's the problem you run into. How are you going to prove that my bumper's full of lead?
So
Yeah. Exactly.
G2K just made a point saying, I think every promoter and flagger should come together and make a unified set of rules for no prep. I can't let the information drop yet, but I will say there is something in the works.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I like it. I mean, if everybody gets on the same page, makes it a lot easier to be consistent with the classes and everything.
I can't say everybody's going to be on the same page, but there's a certain someone in the YouTube chat, and there's a certain someone sitting at this table that's got something going on.
They hate me.
Well, I already know who you're talking about.
It's called the NPRA. No Prep Racing Association.
Let's just say
Instead of
I've
the
got a
NHRA.
lot of I'm putting a lot of thought and stuff about taking the next step in this stuff. And like I said, even though I'm not on the backside, there is something in the front side that I see we can grow even more on that could translate to the backside. And this guy can tell you right here, I'm a nerd on this shit and I love it. And if I can figure a way to make it grow and put it more into the national aspect, I want to.
Yeah. No, I get it. I mean, I think a little more organization in the no prep scene could go a really long way. My fear is going down the path of the NHRA, the big money, big high dollar. You know, that's always going to be the fear, I think, in the no prep world, especially the backside world.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, something like I've talked to another person about this is controlling the racing to where, what's the easiest way to put this? When you go to a race, you know the payout, the rule structure, and everything. Taking that and multiplying it by more and more and more instead of keeping it controlled to where it doesn't get out of hand, but still keeps. You're gonna get like good payout, but not to where it's gonna murder racing to where it brings in that type of killer atmosphere that runs off what it was meant to be.
Yeah. No, and that's, you know, with the big money come the big rules. And like, I love the no prep people standing on the start line. Like, you know, I know insurance and we got to be careful, but like, that's part of it. That's part of the fun of, you know, the atmosphere, the environment, pulling up through a crowd of, you know, 500 people or whatever it is. I hate to exaggerate. Sometimes it feels like 1,000 people standing up there on the line, but like, that's all part of it. And like, I'd hate to see that go away when the structure comes in and all that.
That's not something that you would see go away. It's like in my eyes, in my vision. The biggest thing I want to see out of everything is just a more organized racing to where you're, like I said, you can look at your calendar. There's 10 races that's going to have the same rules at all 10 races, have the same payout at all 10 races. And that's something you're going to write down and know, like, I want to go to that.
Yeah. No, I get it. It's something that everybody's going to. And I think, in my opinion, when you run on the backside, there's just a lot of different classes of guys that like to run certain tracks, certain speeds, you run into that. So like the only reason I'm saying all this is when you talk about 10 different tracks, it's like, I think it's tough when you start looking at tracks that you're running, say, sixes or high fives on, and then looking at tracks where people are going low fives and stuff like that. Like you're almost talking to different classes of racers. So I think the track you have to keep the tracks in mind on how fast your guy's going to be going and all that.
For sure. I think the thing that a lot of people forget, in a way, is that this started from street racing. And the farther you get away from street racing, the less draw that it is going to have. And I think that's the problem.
I agree.
And that's where
I love the streets.
Me too.
That's where I'm at. It's just I'm finding where
it's a fine line
meets here and structure and organization meet here. And like I said, it's going to be a fine line to walk, but I think I can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If anybody can, I think you can.
It's tough because people have forgotten that Dig or Die was pretty much a bunch of street racers who decided to come to the backside of a racetrack. And that was back when, Charles and Pat didn't have patches. He was running a Tesla, beating people there. And the original it King of the Concrete out in Oklahoma was street racers trying to come have a legal place. And, you can keep it organized for sure, all that. If you lose that outlaw style, that street style, now I think promoters should be held accountable. I think the payout should be,
take John Quick's post today. I mean, that's...
The payout should actually get paid out.
Well, the payout should get paid out, but it's like he said, why am I going to track A that just did 5,000, 10,000 to win and free entry, and the next weekend I'm going to the same exact race, but there's $0 on top of it?
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's...
No, I talk back to the street thing. We take 16 cars, we put 200 in our pot. We put a little additional for the flagger and go out and race for 3,200 in the street. Then you take those same cars and do the same exact race and bring in 1,000 spectators, and the racers don't get any type of kickback. And I think that is a shame for sure. But you got to be careful to not take away the street type of aspect, or a lot of people are going to lose the love for it, and it'll start to be too mainstream for people. And people, which I hope we go back to the streets.
I know you're saying.
I'm cool
when you say it'll get too mainstream, we're past that now.
Oh yeah, no,
we're way past that.
Yeah, I agree. When you've got 700 races every weekend, I mean,
it's not just that, but
the street races are few and far between. Yeah, that's what sucks.
You take MPK and what they've done now for sport and everything, and I know you're gonna say that's a different level, but honestly, with them now as much in the small tire and stuff, it's no longer no longer that. It's everything is mainstream now with this. So
let's make it to where
it's kind of cool watching those guys run small tire.
Yeah, for sure. Let's make it to where the pad isn't just one time a year, and it's not just the pad. That's what we need. We need more street racing.
No. We have to make sure your car's running so we can actually go.
yeah. But I think
there's nothing like that environment.
Here and say we need more street races. We need more Toby races. RIP to him. We need more of those. That's what I think.
It's not saying that's dead, but at the same time, it's like you said, and you've said 100 times. I agree with you. The only time we see it is when we have these big events.
Yeah, and I hate that. Let's bring back the big street races. Bring back the the private chats, and nobody knows about, and we go pop
Yes.
off 20 and 25, and we don't have to have the street
We
or
had
the
that.
no
That's the
prep
sad
race close
thing.
to it.
Is we had that, and it could go back. I think. I think.
Yeah, I do
Well,
too.
me and you need
The
to actually work
takeover,
on something, anyways.
Yeah,
those
takeovers haven't
takeover
helped
people, man,
anything.
they're screwing it. No, they're screwing it up. I hate, all the news and all the crap they group takeover people in with street racers, and like they're two. I try to explain to people they're two totally different groups. Like the takeover
Yeah.
people want people around. They want to cause chaos and destruction, and we just want to go race and be away from people. Like I don't care
Yeah.
if they're spectators or not. I just want to.
Street racing, the things like that,
Yeah.
which YouTube and different stuff has kind of ruined it a little bit. I'll say I could be classified as part of the part that's ruined it. So it's just. When we used to street race here locally, it was all kept within a chat. You were told not to bring no extra people, things like that. Just we had the structure then too, so
Yeah.
limit with our stream too.
Which I know Limpy is
We've
live
bored
right now.
everyone to death.
Yeah, Limpy
No,
needs.
I'm talking about the data.
I know there's a little drama going on with all them down there in Texas, but Limpy has a good one, and we'll make the drive. I know I'll make the drive from West Virginia for sure. For sure.
Wait a minute. It's not the street, but Limpy just said. Not really, but.
All right, good deal, man. I appreciate
That's
you
fun.
coming
Yeah,
on
man.
with us. We'll go ahead and round this deal out, and
Yep.
I
Thanks
really,
for having me, guys.
yeah, I really
Yeah,
enjoy watching the
appreciate it.
car.
Sorry for all the technical stuff.
Yeah, that sucks. And I really can't wait to get to race with you again this year sometime.
Hell yeah. Sounds good, man. I'll
Absolutely.
see you guys soon.
Awesome.
All right,
man.
Alex,
Appreciate
take
you
it easy,
coming
buddy.
on.
Yep. Later, guys.
So good, bad day. I don't know how to really say cause
It happens.
technical difficulties.
It happens. People will understand if they've ever had any type of cell phone or any type of anything ever. So it is what it is. We can go ahead and jump into what's going on for the next week or
Yeah.
so, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. We got everything coming on here fast.
This weekend.
I've got to throw some sheet metal screws in a trailer.
Like I said, guys, I got 3 races this weekend. He's got 1. We're both at the same one on Saturday, and that's the one we're going to push. So, full tilt, no prep this weekend at Wilkesboro.
Yeah, where are y'all running that RC car race?
Sunday.
Sunday.
It's now Sunday.
Because Friday weather looks like trash.
Well, they forgot that the dyno night is Friday.
Right, we talked about that. Yeah.
They actually, Paul messaged me and let me know that he was switching it around because I'm coming to do the RC race too. So it's
Gotcha.
moved to Sundays. So, and
Yep.
that's kind of the plan. Like I've been watching the weather myself. If Friday was to get rained out in Mooresville, I will be at the dyno night on Friday instead. But Saturday looks great no matter what.
Yeah, it looks like Friday they're going to have some rain, but Saturday or sun shining, it makes clouds, and there's like 20% chance of rain, which is probably the majority. It says slight chance of a rain
Yeah.
shower. So I'm excited to get out there and, get it done.
Yeah, 200% payout on top of all the classes. So if you don't understand what that means, it is whatever the full lock-in amount was with the buy-in, not lock-in. So we'll say there's 3,000 in buy-ins. The track throws 3,000 on top, so it's a 200% pot. That'll make it a $6,000 payout. Really cool idea. Awesome. Paul, Chris, all the guys opening Spoold Media and everybody there with opening arms. Come have a good race. And if you haven't been to Wilkesboro, it's awesome. So
Absolutely.
we've got that this weekend. And then next weekend, we're headed to Kentucky Drive. You're east. So they're, God, how was it they
So
explained
is
to me?
Louisville in the east or the west?
Louisville's
I don't
in
know.
the east. I mean, Louisville's in the west. Happy's the team captain for West. Ryan Mitchell's the team captain for East. And what they're going to do is on the Friday night backside portion, Happy flags around, then Ryan flags around. So it's just going to go back and forth, back and forth. $5,000 guaranteed both days on small tire. Backside Friday, front side on Saturday. $5,000 guaranteed. If you have 32 entries, they're doing $10,000. And big tire, I can't remember what the payout was on it. They've got something set for them, but there's also a second chance race for small tire if you get put out first round. So, plus they got stick shift, daily driver, all-wheel drive, and hard tire. Like I said, they got some killer hard tire cars out there. That's worth the show on its own sometimes, but should be good. I'm working on putting the live rig together for that race, so that might be the debut of my new live feed rig, and hopefully I've got somebody else to kind of help me out with it. If so, it's going to be pretty cool. If not, I might just run like a transmitter on top of my main camera and run it from there. So, pretty good race. And then the week after that, I'm headed to Pennsylvania for Battle of South Mountain 2 No Prep. I don't know if you're coming to that one, are you?
I am technically going to be on call that weekend. I'm getting things swapped around so I can go to Wilkesboro this weekend.
Okay.
If I'm able to,
which I know the fields are.
If I'm willing to risk it, I could possibly get to Twin River since it's not near as far.
Yeah, I forgot they're having their deal because Nightmare on Your Street's that weekend.
Yep.
Which, I'm heading to Pennsylvania. Simple fact, I got to support my boy Ken.
Sure.
He's always shown me good support. So I'll get the Twin River flyer on here too. So the next one we do, we can push that one too.
Yeah, I mean that I'm probably not going to get to race. I'm technically going to be on call. If I'm willing to risk being on call, I can go down there, but I doubt I will. Technically. Yeah.
But I'm going to go up there for that deal. He's got 64 locked in the small tire, 20-some in big tire. I'm going to make a call to him on the way home and see if he's going to take his generator and stuff. Because if he is, I'm going to take the live feed gear and see why not get a live feed going.
Take your generator.
I'm going to use his. I'm actually riding with him to the track. I'm driving to Martinsburg.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, and then I'm going with him. So, which big kid,
that puts us in May.
Yeah. Which
God almighty.
I don't have really any flyers for May except for my race, which I got to redo it anyways. May 26th and 27th, $10,000 guaranteed, 28-inch race. So.
And then, what's the next one?
Dude, I don't have any flyers other than that.
What is that?
That was Floppy Tire Revival. Oh, this right here?
Mm-hmm.
That was something if we had some extra time I was going to go over. The lock-in list for Gangster's Paradise.
If you haven't looked at that, we'll talk about that as it gets closer. Yeah. We'll probably get Jeff on here. Boy, that's an awesome dude to talk to.
I mean,
you don't get much better than Jeff Thomas, man. I love talking to him on the phone. Love talking to him in person. He's got some gangster rides coming out, and has some of the best shocks in the business for sure.
The crazy part is War in the Woods is actually before this event. So, yeah. But, I had this on my phone, and I was like, this needs to go on the live feed stuff because this is going to be a topic of discussion, I believe, with the list that's been compiled for that race. And
yeah, that's a crazy list.
No, you're good for that one, right? That's the one you're good for, right?
No,
I'm talking about going to it.
No. That's Adeline's birthday.
Oh.
Yeah, there ain't no way. We having Taylor Swift party up in this.
Adeline, sorry to inform you, but your birthday's been moved to Brown County Dragway.
Good freaking luck. My wife will fight you. She will fist fight you right now. I guarantee it.
She wouldn't fight me. She likes me.
I guarantee it. She'll come out swinging. Yeah, honestly, what sucks for me is May 27th through the 3rd is when I go on vacation. So
you're going to miss it all.
Possibly.
Oh, yeah. Jesus. Chris, if you're still watching, you better be ready to display some camera skills.
That's it.
But guys, we appreciate y'all sticking around. Like I said, we'll go more in depth on this stuff later as we get a little closer to these races. Thanks for sticking around through all the technical issues. We had an off day. It happens.
Yep. Next time we'll check. Be a little bit
I've had
more on the spot.
nothing but technical issues for like
it happens.
between audio and internet.
That's it. It happens.
This is 3, so hopefully it comes in 3s. This done after this.
That's right. Awesome, guys. Appreciate you watching. We'll catch y'all in the next one.
Yes,
Peace.
sir. And if y'all want to, Live with the Media Goat comes back tomorrow night. I'll see y'all then.